Hello, my Starseeds. Thank you for being here, and I do really appreciate it. I want to thank personally all of my subscribers that have been loyal to the channel and following me along. I really do appreciate it. You have no idea, with all my heart. I send you hugs and kisses, okay? If you're watching, thank you so much for watching the channel and taking the time to do so, allowing me to entertain you for a short period of time. I do want to emphasize here that this particular runes, Viking Runes reading is for, let me see if you can see it, for Gemini. Double trouble. Anyway, this is the short read for the Viking Runes. And this follows with a series called Which Angels Have Messages For Me, so that will be coming behind this one as soon as I'm done with the runes, Viking Runes. So keep an eye out for that, okay? I appreciate that. Please like, share, and subscribe. Share, share. That's all I ask. All right? And give me a thumbs up if you'd like. Okay? And so let's see here. Let's begin. So give me one moment. Excuse me. Okay, so here we go. And the reason I'm wearing gloves is because I do not want to transfer any of my energies. This is for Gemini. Gemini, I can hear that you would be making decisions for somebody else. Aside from yourself, you're going to be making decisions for somebody else. They're kind of important decisions. But you might want to not make the decisions for someone else. Okay, so here we go. This is your first one. See if you can see it. My lighting is terrible. Okay, and this will be read from the right to the left. Wow, this karma here. This karma involved here. Gemini. This is in the now. Please be aware. That's your last one. So let's see what the runes, the Viking runes, have to say. Okay. Now, wow. I could already see from doing these little over and over again how they kind of reflect with each other or kind of blend. It harmonious in a way. It's very harmonious. So hold on a second. And the first one that you have is Fehu. No, it's not Fehu. It's Anzus. Excuse me. Anzus. Is this one here? Anzus. It does look like a relatively good vibe here, Gemini. And let's see what Anzus has to say. Give me a moment. Wow, okay. This is all This is all a self-transformation. Wow. Because Zeus is in the cycle of self-transformation. You guys are going to be doing such a big change, health-wise, as well as environmentally wise, internally wise. I mean, in everything. You're also going to start facing religion in a different way. You're going to have new perspectives that for religion or your health or family reunion or unit. So you're going to, wow, that's really cool. Okay, now it says on here, reminding you that on Zeus, before I go any further, is a representative of signals. So please watch signals that you get. Okay, don't miss them. Watch the signals. Feel them. Immediately when you see them. Try to, how should I say it? Recognize the feeling that you get that very moment. Okay. It's also the messenger rune, and it pertains to the god of Loki, which is the Norse god. So here we go. This is the first of the 13 runes that make up the cycle of self-transformation. Runes that focus directly upon the mechanism of self-change. The keynote here is receiving, which is messages, signals, and gifts. Even a timely warning may be seen as a gift. When the messenger rune brings sacred knowledge, one is truly blessed. The message may be that of a new life unfolding. New lives begin with new connections, surprising linkages that direct us into new pathways. Take pains to be especially aware and conscious during meetings or visits, chance encounters, as in strangers or someone that becomes acquainted with you, or particularly with persons wiser than yourself. Okay? A new sense of family solidity invests on Zeus. Solidarity, sorry, the word is solidarity. My tongue is twisting. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, sorry about that, Gemini. And then it proceeds to say, which this reminds me because of the twins in Zeus and the pathway. Here is the double pathway. You've got to take a pathway to the left, take a pathway to the right, and you've got to make that decision on that pathway. Okay, don't go to the one that's been destroying you or making you feel bad about yourself. Go to the one that's taking you to the right path. Okay, that's making you feel good. Some of you are expecting a child, so just be aware of that. I said some of you. This will resonate with some and not with all. Keep that in mind. You're going to want to start what your family, if they've been a little scattered, you're going to want to reunite them and glue them back together. Okay? And I go on. Loki is the arch thief, the ancient trickster, dating back to the Indo-European conception of the gods. He is the Haioka of North American Indian folklore and myth, which means or indicates a mocking shadow of the creator God. So watch those that do deceive, okay? Especially in faith or religion, okay? Again, it's a mocking shadow of the creator God, as well as a culture hero who, like Prometheus, is a bringer of benefits to humankind. So keep that in mind, okay? I know you're not going to get fooled by anything, but this is more powerful for you. Everything that you be doing or addressing or seeing with a different perspective is going to be more powerful, stronger, because there's going to be a stronger communication, okay? And I go on. Through association with the Norse god Loki, Mercury overshadows this rune. In mythology, a strange androgynous figure, keeper of the keys to knowledge. Mercury carried messages between the gods and between gods and humanity. This rune symbolizes the urge to integrate unconscious motive with conscious recognition. Drawing it tells you that connection with the divine is at hand. For Ansus is a signal to explore the depths, the foundations of life, and to experience the inexhaustible wellspring of the divine in your nature. And you're reminded that you must draw first from the well to nourish and give to yourself. Then there will be more than enough to nourish others. Now, you may well be concerned over what appears to be failed communication, lack of clarity or awareness, either in your past history, which I see it could deal a lot with the karma, either with your past history or in a present situation, okay? Or you may feel inhibited from accepting what is offered. A sense of futility, of wasted motion, of a fruitless journey, it may dismay you at this time. Not to worry, okay? Remember, however, that this is one of the cycle runes. What is happening is timely in your process. Like they say, if the well is clogged, this is the moment for cleaning out the old, okay? So consider the uses of adversity, okay? There's a lot to consider here, Gemini. A lot to consider here and look at. But this is a very fortunate rune for you, okay? It's beneficial. It's a communicative, excuse me, a communicative rune. So there's going to be a lot of communication going on in different ways, And now we come to, this is Odin, by the way. The blank is Odin. And sometimes Odin has, oh, excuse me, there was some smoke outside, and I think I inhaled all of that smoke from some fire or fireworks that are out there. Okay, so Odin has a tale of his own, and it's really amazing. I mean, I love it. But Odin has a tale of its own. So let's see what Odin has to say. Give me a moment. Okay. A reminder that, as I told you in the previous, I stated in the previous video, if you did look at the introduction to runes, the Odin is known as the unknowable. The unknowable, okay? Something that's unknown. So just keep that in mind. And of course, it represents the god Odin, who, as I was saying, has his own little tale. And this normally indicates that it's the end. The end. So you see this communication going by force, going in with energy. We'll have a time where it's going to end. Okay? Because some of you might be having some kind of friction, but that's all of that is going to end. There's going to just come a time when it's going to end. Okay, now, the blank is the end, blank the beginning. This is the ending and a beginning. All in the now. All in the now, Gemini. Now, this is the rune of total trust and should be taken as exciting evidence of your most immediate contact with your own true destiny, which, time and again, rises like the phoenix from the ashes of what we call fate. The blank rune can portend a death, but that death is usually symbolic and may relate to any part of your life as you are living it now. As in relinquishing, control is the ultimate challenge for the spiritual warrior. So if you guys have been controlling everything, there's going to be an end to that. Okay? And remember, control can take many, many levels. So that's going to be either reducing greatly or being eliminated completely. Here, the unknowable informs you that it is in the motion in your life, and that blankness is held undiluted potential. At the same time, pregnant and empty. It comprehends the totality of being, all that it is to be actualized. And when you draw the blank rune, it brings to the surface your deepest fears, okay, which is what you are going through at this very moment. It's in your on your message here. Okay, but Gemini, we all need to face those fears. Okay, your fear may be fears like, will I fail? Will I be abandoned? Will it all be taken away? And yet our highest good, our truest possibilities, and all our fertile dreams are held within that blankness, okay? You know that, right? Okay? Because it's like a huge bowl, and all your goodies are in it, but you're not sure which goodie is which. You're not sure which one you're going to be picking out, like the bag itself of the runes. You don't know which one's going to come out. And you don't want to anticipate it. If you anticipate it, it might not be what's going to come out, okay? Now, willingness and permitting are what this rune requires, okay? For how you exercise control over what is not yet in form, in other words. Don't anticipate. Don't think that you're going to have to, somebody says something, that you're going to have to control it before it even happens. Take that out of the way. Get it out. Get rid of it. This is the ending of it, okay? This rune often calls for no less an act of courage than the empty-handed leap into the void. So drawing it is a direct test of faith. Do you hear me? And look at this. You have the F here for faith. Faith. It's a direct test for faith. This is testing you, okay? In one sense, the blank rune represents the path of karma. The sum total of what you have done and the limits on what you are and will become. At the same time, this rune teaches that the very debt of old karma, old karma shift and evolve as you shift and evolve, okay? So as you start turning into your little butterfly, all of that is going to also evolve, okay? Now, nothing is predestined. There's nothing that cannot be avoided, okay? Because remember, we sometimes put ourselves in the web, okay? Even helping others, we put ourselves in a web that we don't want to be in, and then we regret it afterwards. So this is time for discernment because of communication, time to use discernment, okay? But all if indeed there are like matters hidden by the gods, you need only to remember that, okay? That there are matters hidden by the God. What beckons is the creative power of the unknown, okay? Whenever whenever this blank rune is drawn, just know that the work of self-change is progressing in your life. It's progressing, okay? You guys have had, some of you, a health issue, and you're now taking care of it. That's one of many. You're going to be taking care of it, okay? You're going to better your life, internally and outside, innie and outie, okay, Gemini? Shit, you're going to be doing a really good job, because of the communication and the faith. This is testing your faith, okay? And then your last rune, this is fabulous because this is all self. This is all self, Gemini. All self. And for you to get the last one, this last one here, it's, oh my gosh, beautiful, beautiful energy, beautiful energy. This is all self. Please take a moment on a daily basis for 10 or 15 minutes to meditate in a quiet area with no devices, no electronics. And close your eyes. Let that energy and environment just take over you completely without having to think of all the shit that's in your, and crap that's in your mind. Let it go. Let it flow, okay? Relax your whole body. If you have to lay down, you lay down to do that for the 10 or 15 minutes. But it's preferable to just sit in a comfortable chair and close your eyes and just listen to the surrounding. And that's it. Oh my God. This is beautiful. So now you have your next or your last one is, which this name, the name for this rune is one of my favorite. I don't know why, but it's Isa. Whoa, Isa. Do you hear that? I. This is I. Gemini. Gemini ends with I. Okay, here we go. And let's see what Isa has to say. Just give me a moment. I'm almost there. Okay. Now, Isa usually represents, like, let's say, stand still. Still. You hear me? Still. Okay. It also relates to that which impedes. And ice. That's right, ice. Ice. Okay? So, because it's considered a winter stone. So let's go into it. And it says, the winter of the spiritual life is upon you. You may find yourself entangled in a situation to whose implications you are, in effect, blind. You may be powerless to do anything except submit, surrender, even sacrifice some long-cherished desire. Be patient, for this is the period of gestation that precedes a rebirth. Wow, Gemini. I continue. Positive accomplishment is unlikely now. There is a freeze on useful activity. All your plans are on hold. You may be experiencing an unaccustomed drain on your energy and wonder why. As they say, a chill wind is reaching you over the ice floes of old, outmoded habits. Again, the ending, you're going to be getting rid of everything, okay? Habits that you had, bad habits that you had, habits that you've had since you were childhood, for instance, your childhood, that have been irking or impeding your successes. It's going to be ending. Now, trying to hold on can result in shallowness of feeling, a sense of being out of touch with life. So seek to discover what it is you're holding on to that keeps this condition in effect, and let go. Shed, release, cleanse away the old. That will bring on the thaw. Okay, Gemini? What does not work for you anymore, you need to cut. Get rid of it. Now, usually Isa requires a sacrifice of the personal because it's the I. Remember, stop saying, well, I did this, so I should get that. I was the one who was there. I was the one, okay? This is that, that's just an overpowering self, the opposite of the self, okay? because it's opposite of the self. So because when you're talking about self, it's itself. How should I say it? You would be saying I am, because that's with God. But when you say I, I, hey, no, that is not pertaining to self on its own. Now, it's also warning you or letting you know that there's no reason for anxiety. Just submit and be still. When I say be still, I just told you to be still. In other words, to meditate for those 10, 15 minutes. That's what stillness means, okay? Okay, submit and be still. For what you're experiencing is not necessarily the result of your actions or habits, but of the condition of the time against which you can do nothing. Because remember, there are things, sometimes things or issues need action. Then there are times, the same thing, issue, where they don't need to be, you don't need to interfere. So keep that in mind. Do not, when you see that you don't need interference, don't get in it. Don't get in it. Stay out. Now, what has been full must empty. Remember that. And what has increased must decrease. This is the way of heaven and earth. To surrender is to display courage and wisdom. And at such a time, do not hope to rely on help or friendly support. In your isolation, exercise caution and do not stubbornly persist in attempting to work your will. Okay? Again, don't interfere, don't interrupt. Remain mindful that the seed of the new is present in the shell of the old. The seed of unrealized potential, the seed of the good. Trust your own process and watch for signs of spring. Whoa, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful with the eye. It's just gorgeous. So now you know how to thaw shit out, Gemini. Okay? This is beautiful. Very harmonious. It is harmonious. Remember, you're going to be tested on faith. Okay? Because you need to trust yourself. And I'm going to say, love yourself so you can love others. And be mindful with others and yourself, okay? And on top of loving yourself, you got to care for yourself in order to care for others. You can't do it if you don't do you first. You got to take care of self, okay? And this is a self-transformation that's going on. And this is today, the now, not today, but the now. So keep that in mind, okay? Be good to yourself so you can be good to others, all right? Be safe. There's something else I wanted to say, but it's not slipping out on me right now. But that's okay. Maybe when we get to which angels have messages for me, it'll pop out. All right, Gemini, I want to thank you so much for being here and listening to my little rants, okay? And namaste.